right? Like why you should go for the course, what are the benefits of the course. Let me walk you through that before we get started into the topic today. Right. So today is a demo class wherein I would help you with all the details. Like, see, this course is curated in a way that within 2 months, you will be job ready. You will be ready to face your interviews independently. Also, you can clear your, you can work in your projects confidently. That is the main agenda of this course. And also, like I told you, this is curated from my personal experience. The topics I added here, or the examples, the scenarios, the hands-on examples we deal with here, are curated from my personal experience, right? So within 2 months, you'll be ready to work in the DevOps projects. So what is important for the market? What the company needs? What are the components we use? That's the main focus. Like if you take a single tool, for example, Kubernetes. I can teach Kubernetes alone for 2 years, right? It's so vast. Like you can, the documentation, if you see, it is too vast. So here we'll be teaching what is used in the industry, right? Like what are the components we use? What are the, how do you face the interview questions? How do you deal with certification? And that's how we deal with. So the scenarios are more realistic so that you could relate yourself in the projects when you start working in one. Right, so that is the main essence. So how is that possible then? Yes, this is the course, like I already told you, it will be Monday to Friday, every day 1.5 hour course. Along with the course, along with the classes, you will be also provided with the lab assignments, right? Every day there will be a lab assignment. Lab notes will be there to complete your lab assignments. You will have a lab support, like 24/7 support is available on WhatsApp. You can post your queries there and we'll help you with the support. Right. Of course, 24/7 in the sense in the midnight, like people might be away, but still will help you once we are back in the morning, right? So that's how you have the WhatsApp, a separate private WhatsApp group will be created where we provide the support. So along with that, you will also have the interview questions, right? Interview questions are not, again, not a dump from the internet, rather curated from what we see, what we hear from the candidates, or what are the questions we see when we are when we sit in the interview. Also will help you with the resume help. Resume preparation help will be there. Also quiz portal will be there. These are all the things available in your LMS. This is your LMS, Learning Management System. If you go to this website, preethi.com, you will see the LMS access. You can have it for free. And one more thing, chat is by default, it's available for you, right? You can chat with me or with the co-host. That's available. You can post your messages here. You don't have to message separately. The just main window, you can separate. You can put your messages over there. So get the LMS access, learning management access. How do you get the access? So let me walk you through this because this is very important and this is the most important pillar of the training, right? So go to preethidevops.com. This is the website URL. You can have the website URL, everything we are posting in the chat. Go there, create a free account here. Here, if I log out, you can see, like, let me log out from here. You will see an option where you can see student LMS, right? Student Learning Management System. Click over there, create a free account with Google, right? That is always preferable. And once you create an account, log in, right? Let me log in. So this is your LMS. Once you come to your LMS, right, you can see here the live training, or else go to the LMS trial access. You can also do that. Let me just go through that LMS trial access. All of you can get this LMS trial access. Okay, LMS trial access. right? Once you go to the trial access and enroll, you will see the program. Once you select here, see this is your LMS, where you will see the lab assignments, interview questions, quiz portal, sample resumes, interview videos, lab notes, everything. So this is a day one, right? Day one is a intro kind of about the course, about the curriculum, everything. So you get the recording uploaded here in a couple of minutes. I'm showing you some previous batch, right? Once you complete it, like you can go to the next class, like when we start get, you will see the class recording, and from the next class itself, next class means from October 6th the actual class begins. So from there you will see the recordings even uploaded here, along with the lab exercise for that particular day, quiz for that particular day, interview questions for that particular day, right? This quiz will help you to register to evaluate your learning. You can retake this quiz and recheck your understanding, right? That's what this is. For every day, class recording will be uploaded here, because we have active as well as passive learners from other time zones, so that will help them, right? Again, you'll have lab exercises, quiz, interview questions, everything you have here for every day. Means you will be becoming expertise day by day, right? It's not that after complete course you will do the assignments, you will learn the questions. So that's how you will be job ready within 2 months. That's the main agenda, because people want to switch their careers, get into the new roles very quickly when the market is good, not that after 6 months or after 1 year, right? So if you are looking for such an opportunity, such a platform which can help you drive this till the end, so this, you are in the right place, right? So this is all, this is how you have the LMS access. Everyday class recording along with the lab exercises, interview questions and all. Let's suppose you have some interview scheduled within 2 days, you want to go through all the interview questions. Even that is possible. Complete interview questions portal based on the tools. Let's say a job description says you need to know, you need to be expert in Jenkins. You have Jenkins interview questions curated here, right? All the interview questions. Of course, they are again beginner, intermediate, advanced, scenario based. Depending on your experience, you can pick up the one. Means depending on your requirement, you can pick up like intermediate questions or whatever. And this particularly, this interview questions has got a very good feedback, right? A very good feedback, and many people could clear their interviews just with these interview questions. So they were so much helpful. Don't miss this interview question. I have dropped a message in the chat window. Can you all see that message? Just trying to check if you all can see the chat messages. I just placed a message. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Right. So you can also put the message there. Can you try putting the message there? As I'm seeing messages, that chat window is not visible. Can someone try to put the message? That message will be received by me or the co-host.
Yeah, it's not allowing to like
The
write
host would
something.
disable the group on records.
Just checking out. 1 second. Yeah, I got the message from Yogesh. Yeah, this is how we receive you. He is able to send the message, right?
No, for some it's saying it's disabled for group like this, so we can't able to reply.
It is the same setting for everyone. Like Yogesh is able to send the message. You should be able to just check once.
Might be Yogesh has sent the personally mess chat, I think so. So
Personally
everyone,
only you can send, right? You can send me or to the co-host, not in a group. That's
okay.
how chat works. All right, then let me continue. Because like messages are for the host or for the co-host, right? So not to chat intermittently. Yeah, I can receive messages from other participants too. All right then. It is as expected. So please go through and leave your messages if you have anything. So coming to the interview questions back. So this is how you have. Again, let's say you want to do all the lab at once, not day by day. Even that is possible. Day by day, it is available lab assignments. You can click here and go to the lab assignments, daily lab assignments. You will see topic wise, right? Let's say you want to go to the lab assignments of Kubernetes. You have day wise lab assignments here, right? So this is how we have, see here, what are the tasks we are dealing with, the lab notes, the quiz, everything we have here. Okay, so any questions you have regarding the course, regarding the curriculum, regarding the fees, anything else, any other counseling also, you can reach out to this number. There is a WhatsApp number on the website. This is the number of Mr. Raj. He is the co-host here as well. He has got a vast experience into IT and also he's a good career counselor. So you can reach out to him for any sort of questions, right? So now let's get started with the topic. Today it's an intro and it's a high level big picture of what is DevOps. Let's get started. And then we'll come back with the duration of, the start date of the course, the duration, the coupon, the offer you have for the people joined today. All of them I'll reveal towards the end. So let's get started. Hope you all can see the presentation. Can you all see the presentation? And another important I would like to mention here is this course is designed for people coming from any background. You might be from science background, you might be from math, you might be from IT, you might be an experienced person, 20 years industry experienced person working as a project manager or else a fresher. This course is designed for everyone. Sorry, 1 second. Screen share is paused, I see. Can you see the screen? Just a second. Can you see now? Hope you all can see the presentation DevOps overview page. Right.
Yes.
So yeah, this course is designed for everyone. Any topic I'll be dealing with from the basics till advanced concepts, right? So that like we are all on the same page and everyone is good with the complete part. See, unless you know the complete fundamentals and the advanced part, you may not be comfortable working in the real scenario. So everything will be dealt from the basics till advanced. And also I see many questions like, am I eligible to learn DevOps? I'm a developer or else I'm a tester or else I'm a middleware engineer or else I'm a DB person, I'm an admin, can I learn DevOps? Yes, anyone can learn DevOps. What are all the things you need to know to become a DevOps engineer will be covered in this course very clearly, right? So yes, all of you can, anyone can become a DevOps engineer if you know the DevOps strategies, DevOps tools. I'll deep dive into that part in this presentation in some time so that you will get clarity on that part also. So you will get answers to all those questions like, am I eligible, or else who should learn DevOps? Do I need to learn coding? All of these questions I'll answer in a couple of minutes, right? So let's get started to get answers for all those queries. And towards the end, I'll reveal the offer for this course, which I'm providing for the candidates who joined today. So let's get started. So today it's a DevOps overview, like the very high level, big picture of what is DevOps, why DevOps came in and so on. So let us talk about first the agenda of DevOps. The agenda for today. So we'll be talking about what is DevOps, why DevOps, what are the roles, responsibilities of a DevOps engineer, what is the DevOps delivery pipeline, what are the DevOps tools and skills, right? We'll get some understanding on this. Also, we'll answer majority of your queries. So what is DevOps? Like we understood, it's a combination of two terms, development and operations. And just a sec. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about DevOps and I'm going to share a black screen. Hope you all can see the black screen. Right. So let us talk about what is DevOps. DevOps is a combination of development and operations. So development means like we know, we heard about people write the code. Those are called developers or programmers, whatever you call them, right? So developers or programmers, they will write the code, they'll design the application, they'll write the code, right? And they'll design the application, build it and deliver it, right? These are the major tasks of developers. Once developers are ready with the application, There is also another team called QA, quality assurance team or testing team, whatever you call. They will test the application, right? Test the application means they'll test for the requirements, whether it is meeting the client expectations, whether it is as per the client requirements or not. Once they test this, the application will be ready for going live, right? Those are the means for an application to reach the end users. You may take any shopping application, right? Or else any banking application which we use in our daily life. There are multiple teams who work for this application, like dev team, QA team, and so many teams are there who work for the application reaching the end users. Here we are talking about the main teams or the major teams. I mean, the teams which are very crucial, like development team, QA team, and ops team. So developers are nothing but the programmers who write the code. Then we have the testers who test the application. Once they are ready with the application, they will provide the application with operations team, ops team, right? So what are the major tasks of operations team? They will take care of the servers, services, logins, access, networks. All of this would be taken care by ops teams. In short, we may call them as infra management team, right? So they would be releasing the application. But before the application goes there, developers may need a new service to test, or else testers may need a new operating system to execute their test cases. So either if they need some new service or some changes to the service or some new softwares or packages or a new operating system, they would request the ops teams. Ops teams should serve the request, right? Ops teams should serve the request of the dev team, right? With whatever requirements they have. Meanwhile, what happens here is ops teams, before they serve the request, they would do lot many checks. Like, if I bring up this service, is it going to impact any other stable services, or any servers going to be down, or any networks going to be disconnected? So they will do all these checks before they serve the request of the development team. So development team is looking to serve the request of ops teams, whereas ops team is facing all these challenges. Means ops teams will do all these checks. Means it's taking some time. Meanwhile, developers, means see, when I say developer, I'm including QA also. Okay, so QA and development team are still waiting for the change here. So development and QA team doesn't understand why ops team is taking so much time to serve the request. Similarly, ops team doesn't understand like why developers need all these changes, right? Meaning development team and QA team are always looking for agility in the infrastructure. Ops team is looking for stability in the infrastructure, right? So there arises some gap between the teams. There is some gap between the teams because each doesn't understand the challenges of others. Development team doesn't understand why ops team takes so much time to serve the request. Ops team doesn't understand why development or QA team request the changes always, right? There is a gap between them. There is no proper understanding, proper collaboration between them. There is a gap between them. This arises mostly because each team is different. Their core competencies, their skill set is different. See, like I told you, developers will be good, having good knowledge in programming, now programming languages, write some testing tools, and so on. Testers will be good with writing test cases, automating the test cases, and so on. Right? So their skill set is different. Whereas ops teams are good with operations tasks like managing the servers, infra, and so on. Right? So their competencies, their skill set is different. So they don't understand each other challenges and requirements, hence there arises some gap between them. How to overcome the gap between them? Any solution? How to overcome this gap and how to bring these teams together in the sense how to bring the proper collaboration, proper understanding between the teams. How is it possible? Yes? Anyone, any thoughts, any ideas on how this is possible?
Using any methodology or there?
Yeah, come again, please.
Using any methodology or there?
Okay. Some methodology which can
Like
help
agile
with
methodology.
method. Yes. So yes, we are talking about the reasons why DevOps came in. Right? Why DevOps came in? See, whenever you are learning any technology, you need to understand why why DevOps came in, what is DevOps, and so on. So one of the reasons why it came in is to eliminate the gap between the teams, to help them work in a proper collaboration, proper understanding. It doesn't mean that there is a misconception, misunderstanding. When I say these teams are brought together means people think that DevOps person is the one who write the code, who write the test case and then who deploy it. No, there is still development team. We still have a development team. Every project will have a separate development team, separate testing team, separate DevOps team. DevOps team is the people who will automate the process of taking the application from desk of a developer to the production. I'm coming to that point in some time, but don't misunderstand that proper collaboration means they all work together and DevOps team have to write the code. No. So proper collaboration between them. So what is the other reason? Is that the only reason why DevOps came in? Of course, there are many other reasons. Another very important and the interesting reason is, like, let's suppose, okay, let us suppose you have something like, let's say, okay, and developers are ready with the code. Okay, developers are ready with the code. Testers will execute the test cases. Of course, manual, automation, different levels of testing is there, different types of testing is there. We are not learning that. That's not our interest. So developers write the code, they will test it, and this keep on continuing till the application is defect free or a bug free. Correct? Developers write the code, they will hand it over to QA team. QA team will test it until the application is bug free. Let's suppose the application is bug free, defect free, then they will hand over it to ops teams, right? They will hand over this application to operations teams. Once they hand over this to operations team has to deploy it. For the benefit of everyone, whoever new here, let me tell you in layman terms, deploying the application means you can consider it like running the application, right? So that end users like us can use it. Let's suppose I'm using hdfcbank.com. I'm end user of HDFC Bank, right? So that's how. Deploying means running the application, make it available for end users. That's the responsibility of ops teams. We will talk about the deployment, all of these in detail with hands-on. Here I'm trying to highlight the things and help you understand why DevOps came in. So they have to deploy it. So if they have to run the application, they have to see what versions of the packages, or else first of all, what software should be installed to run this application, what versions of the softwares, on which operating systems they should do it. They have to figure out all these things and then run the application. Of course, development team, they'll share the application. Also, they'll share some instruction document about what softwares, what versions should be there, because it is their application. They have to provide these details. So once they provide these details, even by going those instruction document, ops team will take a lot of time, because the instructions provided may not be working, or else instructions provided by development team may not be properly understood by ops teams. These are all the challenges there, again because of their skill set difference, right? Also, they may not be working. They might be working on Windows. They might not be working on Linux. So ops teams have to figure it out, fix it, and then deploy it, which will take some time. Maybe some 6 months, which is taking some time, lot of effort. And also after deployment, if something is broken, they have to fix it and bring the application back, right? Fix the broken parts. So, and also work for high availability. Application should be always available to end users. All these challenges ops teams would have. So obviously they are taking more time and the deployments were becoming slow. How to overcome this? Again, that's where DevOps came in to increase the velocity of deployments. How to increase the velocity of how we will learn in the due course. Okay, like from the 6th October, we are getting started with a complete hands-on from day one, where we'll be deep diving these topics. But just understand, yes, to increase the velocity of deployments, you might be very curious to know how it increases the velocity, right? Here, I'll just give you a just a one-liner here. Instead of handing over the application this way, like just hand over the artifact and then the instructions. Now developers will handing over the applications in the form of container images. Container images means which tool is used here, Docker. That's where Docker comes in. How it solves the problem? What is a container image? That's a separate topic. We have Docker alone covered for almost 8 to 9 days. So just understand, yes, means the way they hand over the application changed. Developers are not just handing over the artifact, rather they will hand over this container image. Once it is deployed, your application will be running seamlessly. Means all this overhead is eliminated. All the overhead meaning they don't need to work on which software, which versions, which OS. If something is broken, they have to fix it. All of these are eliminated. So not much effort, not taking time. Within minutes, your application can be deployed. Right? Means what is the point here? The way of development, the way of deployment both change. So this should answer many questions. I hear people saying that, okay, I'm a developer for 15 years. I still want to continue as a developer only, but should I still learn DevOps? Yes, of course, because of this. Means earlier you are handing over your application in a different way, but now you are handing over in a containerized format with a Docker. So obviously you should learn Docker, right? That's one reason how you hand over changed. Okay, so you should also learn, everyone should learn DevOps. And also not only that, okay, let's suppose you have your application is deployed in, your application is going to production through the methodology called DevOps. Once your application is implemented in DevOps methodology, obviously everyone should learn that methodology, right? So that's the reason. Any questions from anyone? Is this much clear for all of you? Can I get a quick confirmation or thumbs up? You can use the emojis available, or else you can use the chat or unmute and speak up. Thanks for whoever have confirmed with a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions. So the way of development, the way of deployment has been changed. So deployments have become faster. So you should know the tools which support that, which help implementing it. That's the second reason. And any other reasons, of course, to overcome the drawbacks of the traditional software methodologies, right? Like you have different software methodologies like waterfall methodology, agile methodology. DevOps help you overcome all those challenges. Let me show you how. So I'm talking about SDLC. SDLC means software development lifecycle. If anyone new here, don't worry, it's nothing but sequence of phases involved in development. Like first requirement analysis. Requirements will be gathered from the client. First it will be requirement gathering. One sec. Yes, it's a requirement gathering. First requirements will be gathered. And then requirement analysis. And then design, coding, testing, delivery, and maintenance. So these are the different phases we have, right? So these are the different phases we have. Each phase goes one by one. After gathering analysis, then design and so on. They go in this direction and hence the name waterfall. Yes, I'm talking about a software methodology which served the industry for decades. Right? Waterfall methodology just goes in one direction. There are many challenges faced by both development team and operations team because of this waterfall methodology. What are those challenges? This methodology is quite, this methodology is quite slow, quite lazy, we can say. Like, let's say development happened now. After 6 months, testing begins. Meanwhile, developers will be having pressure to work on new code as well as they have to work on fixing the bugs in the old code because testing begins after 6 months or so. That's one of the challenge. Not flexible enough, right? Because let's say now you are in coding. If client comes with new requirements, new challenges, they cannot go back and do the analysis. Going back is not possible. That's why it's named as waterfall methodology. They will not accept any new requirements, any modifications. Also, complete software is all delivered at once. If you are delivering complete software all at once without accepting any changes, let's say you got the requirements in 2025, they'll be freezed and they'll be delivered in 2027. If you don't accept any requirement changes in between, client doesn't need the product anymore, right? Because these days requirements keep on changing, right? Business changes rapidly. It's a customer facing world, so it doesn't work in reality. So this is one of the reason. And another reason is like ops teams. Yeah, coming to the operations part, like if you see the operations part, even they face challenge because this methodology is slow. They have to maintain servers up and running for longer duration. Maintaining servers up and running for longer duration manually is a challenge. Here I'm talking about everything manual. Poor configuration management. Configuration management is a separate concept. We'll be using Ansible for this. We'll be learning it again in depth. Okay, here just understand configuration management is having control on the infrastructure. Like which tool is installed on which machine, what are all the packages available there, what went wrong in this server, all the details should be available. So poor configuration management, poor monitoring. No monitoring tools. They used to monitor the servers manually, but that doesn't work in reality. So these are all the challenges faced by this waterfall methodology. To overcome them, there came another methodology called Agile. But Agile was successful to overcome the challenges of a dev team. But challenges of ops team are still there, right? So why it could not eliminate challenges of operations and how it could eliminate the challenges of dev team? Let me tell you. In Agile, there will be continuous release. Every week or every alternative week, there will be release. Means development testing happens continuously. Meaning, if you take a week one, let's say, and also code is developed in bits and parts. A chunk of A is developed, code is developed. A chunk of code called A is developed here. Week two, immediately this A will be going for testing. Meanwhile, developers are not sitting idle. They will develop another bit of code called B. And at some point of time on week 3, both this A and B will be combined and tested. Then only it makes a complete product, right? So this is how it is. Means if you see every week closely, both development testing are happening. Means continuous development is happening. They could, because it's happening every week, they could accommodate modifications, new requirements, and both of them will be merged and tested. Then only it makes a complete product, right? It's not complete after complete coding testing is being. Testing is happening parallelly, iteratively, continuously, whatever you call it, right? So because of this, it can eliminate challenges of developers, but challenges of upstream is still there, right? So in Agile, it implements continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, right? We are going to do hands-on on all these parts. But still, the operations part is lagging. That's where Agile came in. So that's where Devops came in. Devops could overcome the challenges of both dev team, challenges faced by both dev team and ops team. How we will see, right? So that's another reason why DevOps came in. So to overcome all the drawbacks. Also, automation of 24/7 possible. All of this can be automated with like in 24/7 fashion. How is that possible? We'll see. But these are the reasons for DevOps. Is this much clear for everyone why DevOps came in? Any questions from anyone in this part? We were talking about why DevOps came in. Any questions from anyone? Are we good to go? Appreciate your quick responses. Let's have the interactive session so that all right, thank you all for confirming. Let's proceed further. So we understood why DevOps came in. So now what is DevOps? DevOps is a methodology, right? It's a methodology. It's a mindset of a people. Methodology which implements continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and continuous monitoring. What is that meant by that? Let's say code is ready. Developers have written the code. Okay, from the desk of a developer till it remains once code is ready. Okay, developer is ready with the code. How to take this to production automatically without manual intervention? This process after development till it reaches the production table is nothing but DevOps. Am I making sense? After development, okay, developers are still there, development is team is still there, QA team is also there, developers will be ready with the code, testers will be ready with their test cases, right? Once developers are ready with the code, how it goes through the all the different phases till the production. This is what is DevOps. Of course, yes, testers will write the test cases. Those test case execution will be integrated into the pipeline, right? So that's what is continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration. Any change made by developers will hit the production servers automatically. Of course, it will be first deployed and tested into dev environment, then it will be tested into test or UAT environment, then pre-prod or staging, or then prod. Means in the pipeline itself, it will be deployed into different environments and then to production. So whoever knows this process of automation, right, that he can become a DevOps engineer. How can you automate this complete process? By use of the DevOps tools, by use of different DevOps strategies. One can implement this 24/7 automation whenever developer make a code. It's not that today or tomorrow they'll write the code, then it goes to deployment. No. Every code change made by developers will hit the production servers. Means every feature will hit the production servers
Preeti, I
automatically.
want to I want to ask you something. Like which you are teaching. So this is for lifetime access or not for recording?
A lifetime recording you will have. Every class will be recorded and provided in the LMS. You will be getting access to them for lifetime. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So this process of automation, see, there are misconceptions of DevOps. Let me tell you. First misconception. DevOps means DevOps team will also write the code. They will develop the application. No, it's not. Okay. And also another misconception. Only developers can become a DevOps team. No, it's no way related to development. It's a complete separate process of automation, which is called CI/CD process. Okay, let me also give the name to this. This process of automation from desk of a developer till reaches the production table is nothing but CI/CD pipelines. We'll be creating the CI/CD pipeline. So anyone with this knowledge of DevOps can become a DevOps engineer, irrespective of your skill set, irrespective of your previous professional experience or backgrounds. Okay. Another most frequently asked question is, like if I'm becoming a DevOps engineer, it is only once it is automated, right? What happens to the next? See, initially to build this pipeline, more people are needed. Later on, there is no manual intervention. Just one or two people are involved. But that's not the just only task of DevOps engineer. It's not just CI/CD pipeline. Apart from this, DevOps people will be responsible in sending the in provisioning the infrastructure with Terraform. They'll be providing high availability, resiliency of the applications by using Kubernetes clusters. They will be monitoring the applications via Prometheus. So these are all the use cases, the tasks of DevOps, not just CI/CD, right? So these are all the tools you have. And also because of this CI/CD, companies could deliver faster. They are able to deliver it very quickly, right? It's reaching the end users very quickly. That's what companies need, right? Have you ever wondered, either Amazon, Facebook, how could they release their features in an overnight, isn't it? So these are all the best examples of who implementing DevOps. All the gigantic companies like Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, they're all implementing DevOps, right? So because of the benefits of releasing features very quickly, less manual intervention, 24/7 automation possible. So that's what companies need. Almost all the companies are implementing it. In couple of years, even a small size company will get into it. So everyone should learn this DevOps. It's a right time to invest your time and effort and learn such tools, right? So people with the expertise in this skill set will survive in the market in coming future. Also, not only the people who want to become a DevOps engineer should learn it. Let's suppose you are a tester, you still want to continue as a, but still you have to learn, because your test case, you are writing your test case, those test cases are integrated into the pipeline. You should know what is happening to your test case, how they are executed. If something goes wrong, that will be forwarded to you, right? So testers should learn it, developers should learn it, whoever engaged into this CI/CD process, everyone should learn DevOps. This is the need of the hour. Actually, there is still scarcity for DevOps professionals, because DevOps skill set, achieving DevOps skill set is it's a time taking and which takes a lot of effort. It's not something which would be a cakewalk. You need to have a right path set, right training. You should be in the right hands to become a DevOps engineer. It's not that you go to the internet and get the plethora of it and learn it, because you need a very proper guidance to learn DevOps. Many people can teach, like anyone can teach DevOps, right? Means there will be so many people who can teach DevOps, but the right guidance, what is the market need, what people should learn, what is the order in which should learn, what is the guide, the guidance path is very important, which is the major biggest asset of this training. Right. So this is what I think I have clarified many of the most frequently asked questions, like who should learn it, who will be eligible for it and all. Right. Any questions from anyone in this part? I believe you understood what is DevOps. Let me also differentiate DevOps with other methodologies. DevOps is a methodology. Also, another misconception, people say that, okay, we have migrated to DevOps now from tomorrow, or else tonight we have migrated. It's not like something which you achieve in an overnight. It's a time-taking process, right? Which takes some time, it's a continuous process. It's a continuous journey of improvement and implementation. It's not something you achieve in an overnight. UAT is one of the types of testing, Yogesh, user acceptance testing. It's a levels or a types of testing. It's for testers. Right. Let me try to differentiate DevOps with the different methodologies like SDLC, like waterfall. Okay, let me compare it with waterfall. Let me compare it with Agile. Let me compare it with let me compare these three. So in waterfall, you have development. After development, testing begins. After testing, you will have deployment and then monitoring. One after the other. It's not parallelly going on. In Agile, development testing happening parallelly. So continuous development, continuous testing, any new changes will be merged into the system and tested, which is continuous integration, and then continuous deployment and continuous monitoring. Right? Then came DevOps. In DevOps, you have continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, along with the continuous deployment and continuous monitoring. Sorry, I think I made a mistake here. One second. Continuous integration, deployment, and monitoring are manual here. In Agile, deployment is monitoring. It's not continuous. After continuous testing and integration, it would be deployed and monitored. Right? Here also the same. Deployment and monitoring. But in DevOps, you can see continuous. The term continuous is important because it is iterative. It's iterative, parallelly going on. Got the difference? Also, let me differentiate with respect to the teams. In waterfall methodology, these three teams are working in isolation. Dev team, QA team, ops teams, they were working in silos, in separation. Each team doesn't understand the challenges of others and so on. But they were brought together. Development team, QA team were brought together in Agile because they're working parallelly, very closely, and hence we can name this as a dev team, right? But ops team is still left in isolation in Agile methodology, right? So that's why we are calling them as DevOps. But in DevOps, even these two teams were brought together and working closely, which is DevOps team. Brought together and working closely means they are like they were properly working in the same. See, in your pipeline, each phase goes one by one, right? Everyone would be aware of it, collaborate when how the pipeline progresses and how the code reaches the production table. So, and also because development, testing, integration, deployment were happening every week parallelly, these people get to work closely. There will be continuous, constant communication with the development teams, testing teams, and so on for a DevOps engineer. Communication, it doesn't mean that DevOps engineer will go and write the code or write the test cases. I think I made the things clear. Any questions from anyone in this part? Happy to go with any queries if you have, or else coming back, whatever I have explained here was there in this presentation. Presentation is provided for you as a notes. This is also provided in your LMS. You can go through it for your reference after the class. And this is what we discussed till now. Now let's talk about the skills and tools of a DevOps engineer. Here are the list of tools I have given. Like we will be covering Git, Maven, Jenkins, Docker, Ansible, Terraform, Kubernetes, Prometheus, Grafana, some AWS services, and so on. See here, this is just a brief list of tools here. Okay, the detailed course content is available in the website. I'll also walk you through that. in some time. So again, Docker, there are a lot many topics covered over there. Any questions on the tools covered here or any questions over this part from anyone?
So in these
Every
tools, are you going to? Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go on, please. Yes, go on. You're asking something.
See, actually, in these tools, you have mentioned Git, Maven, Jenkins. So, are you going to teach about Sonar Cube and Nexus?
SonarQube Nexus. Nexus is an artifact restore, right? So we are covering here JFrog in the place of Nexus, okay, as an artifact tree. And here in the Maven, we are doing the code coverage analysis with the Jacoco plugin, which is relevant to Sonar. So the relevant tools are covered, yes. And also
Okay.
one more thing, for every category, if you take version control tools or build automation tools, there are many tools under the category. You need not learn all the tools or you need not worry about which one to learn and break your head. Okay, learning one tool under the category is fine. Companies are also looking for the same. If you know one tool under version control system, that's fine. They are not expecting you should know Git, SVN and so on, or else you should know only the tool they are using. No, because these tools follow the same analogy, similar concepts. So if you know one tool in the category, you can easily switch over to other tool. That's a market need because many tools are evolving day by day. You should not be sticking to one tool, right? That's what companies are looking for. So if you know one tool in the category, that's fine. Also here I'm covering the market leaders, means which tools are mostly used by the projects, which tools are widely used.
Okay.
So I'm covering the market leaders here. So if you can expertise this, that should be fine. And also I want to answer another most frequently asked question, which cloud we should learn. DevOps should be learned on which cloud? Should I learn it on AWS or Azure? You see, remember one thing, DevOps is a methodology. It's irrespective of the platform. Either you implement on AWS or GCP or a cloud or on-prem, it doesn't make any difference. Here I am teaching DevOps. After learning this course, you will be able to implement DevOps on any platform. It could be cloud or on-prem, right? That's one thing. So it's a methodology. It's not dependent on the language of your application or else the platform. It's a methodology. It's a process. So after learning this course, you will be able to implement on cloud or else on-prem. And as an example of cloud, I'm covering it on AWS. That's all. After learning it, you could implement it on any cloud. So again, you don't have to be worry or stick to learn or else try hard to evaluate which cloud is good, which cloud is not. No. All clouds providers are equally good, equally used. Of course, AWS is more widely used when you have a comparison. So we never know. Tools are evolving. New clouds are coming up. But tomorrow there might be another cloud. So you don't have to be so stringent and worried about which cloud I should learn DevOps on, which tools I should learn. I mean, in the category. Hope that's making sense, right? So that's what interviews are looking at. That's the market need. So you should understand what they are looking at. It's not that you learn only Git means you should be picked up for projects which uses Git. But that's not how it is. If you know Git, they can be picking up for you where SVN is used or TFS used, whatever. Okay. So yeah, this is a brief list of topics which I'll be covering. I'll be also walking you through the separate course content. And before that, yes, some example of CI/CD pipeline. We were talking about CI/CD pipeline, right? So this is the pipeline which is showing integration of different tools. See, developers write the code and place it in Git. Whenever developer write the code, it should be picked up. Continuous builds should happen by integrating some tools with Maven, and test cases written in any language could be like Selenium or UFT. Those test cases could be executed and then deployed using Docker, Kubernetes. Infrastructure would be provisioned by Terraform, configured by Ansible, and then it goes to continuous monitoring using some monitoring tools, and the dashboards metrics can be visualized on Grafana. So this is the complete CI/CD pipeline, can be implemented on cloud as well as on AWS. I'll show you implementing it on both ways, right? And this pipeline is called CI/CD pipeline. This will be implemented in our course on multiple projects. Okay, we'll be taking real projects or real scenarios kind of where we'll implement this pipeline, and pipeline creation will take months. It's not that in a single day you create it. First, we will learn Git, master it thoroughly. Then we'll see integrating it into a Jenkins pipeline. We will learn Jenkins thoroughly, then integrate this part. Means we'll zoom into each of these tools, learn it from basics till advanced, come back and add it to the pipeline. That's how this pipeline is created step by step in the course. It takes 2 months to create this pipeline. Also, we'll be creating it on a monolithic application as well as microservice application as a hands-on projects in the course. Any questions from anyone in this part?
See here, are you going to are you going to use any app server to deploy?
Yes, we are going to use app servers to deploy, but of course that wouldn't be deployed in a traditional approach. We'll be containerizing it and deploy it. And also high availability of it will be provided with Kubernetes. All of those will be covered here. Auto scaling in Kubernetes on EKS cluster, implementing GitOps principles and Argo CD, all of those will be covered.
Okay. And are you going to cover this networking concept as well, VPC?
Networking concepts are covered, like VPC, these concepts are covered, but understand DevOps engineer doesn't need a separate kind of networking or networking role and all. VPC is covered. Okay, VPC is covered. We'll use the VPC for EKS cluster, for our EC2, all of those are covered. But we don't have to categorize as networking part. I just want to clear that because people shouldn't be confused. Should we also learn networking? No. Any more questions? Okay, let me take you through the, if there are no questions, let me take you through this. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I have a question. Like I am a .NET developer, but I'm not looking for Azure DevOps, but just I'm asking, will use this tool in any DevOps?
Right, correct. Either it's a .NET application or Java application or
Yes.
PHP application, Python application, the CI/CD pipeline, the tools remain same. The make files, the build files, which developers make may differ. That's not relevant to DevOps engineers. Means, see, let me make it more clear. Suppose your application is ready. Okay, that might be a Java application or PHP application or .NET application or BB application, whatever it is. Right? Once the application is ready, that will be given to DevOps engineers. They will see how it can be automated, means how it can be built automatically, means developers will provide the build files, make files. How to integrate that in the pipeline, how test case will be integrated in the pipeline, how it will be containerized using Docker, deployed on Kubernetes, how high availability is provided for the application, how a resilience is provided for the application, how it is monitored. All of this is a DevOps engineering task. So it's irrespective of whether it is developed in Java or Python or PHP. Is that making sense?
We can use the any DevOps, like DevOps is, Azure is also providing the DevOps service. AWS is also providing DevOps service, right?
Anything you can use. Anything. See, firstly, irrespective, we don't use any of these AWS cloud services for implementing DevOps. Let me tell you, we will implement DevOps without using any of those AWS services. That is how the market trend is. Majority, like 98%, we don't use any of these services. Okay. Only 2% of the projects might be using cloud specific services for DevOps. That's just 2%. And also that's only relevant to that particular cloud, right? So companies are not leaning towards that. The usage is very less.
Because why I'm asking, I'm working on CMS. I'm a .NET developer, but I'm working on Optimizely CMS. So Optimizely CMS is supporting to Azure DevOps only. Okay.
That's what I'm telling. Such a specific services, the usage is very less. Okay, without using that also we'll implement it. The usage of such specific scenarios are very less. But if you know you implementing it on cloud or on any cloud or on-prem, you could implement, explore it and use it very easily. That's not a big challenge. That's not a, by the way, that's not a DevOps service.
Right. I'm
That's
just asking
not for DevOps service.
many interviewer, asking the other services along with the DevOps, but it's specific to Azure, like the logic app, function app, functions, right? Service bus. experience.
That's what they are
So,
equally irrelevant. I mean, equivalent services on every cloud. You are implementing in Azure doesn't mean all the projects we're implementing it on Azure. There are equivalent services on every cloud. Also, those usage of those services is very less when compared with implementing it without using those services.
so will you teach these are only DevOps?
Sorry?
Will you guide on any other tools like service like function app or logic app, bus service?
Those are not DevOps services, first of
Okay.
all. Those
Yes,
are
yes.
developer
I know.
services.
Yes. Actually,
Those
yeah.
are
Actually,
developer
I'm
services.
attending it.
Like developer, if you are a .NET developer, you should be learning it. Developer services. Those are not DevOps services.
Yeah. I'm attending the interview for .NET, so they are asking
Hmm.
for Azure DevOps along with these.
Along with this, because those are coming under your DevOps developer profile, right? Those are
Right,
not
correct.
the DevOps profile.
It's not related to DevOps engineer. Correct.
You placed your developer experience, developer profile. They are asking you the developer services on AWS. Those are not coming under DevOps. And
Okay.
there's a question from Ravi. Is it required to learn like Kubernetes, Terraform, Kubernetes, or is it enough to learn any one of them? See, Kubernetes, Terraform, both are two different tools, Ravi. Kubernetes is to provide high availability of your application, to auto scale your application, to provide resiliency of your application, right? This is Kubernetes for. Terraform is to provision your infrastructure. Provision means create your infrastructure. Which infrastructure? Even creating your virtual machines, creating your servers, even creating your Kubernetes cluster, creating the cluster can be automated by Terraform. Once cluster is created, how do you use it to implement high availability, load balancing, how you use it for resiliency, reliability of the application? That's where Kubernetes comes in. Got it?
My planning is that suppose I am working on CMS or
No, this is the answer to Ravi's question, Deepak. Sorry,
okay, no
this
problem.
is for
No,
another.
I understand. Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
please go on.
Actually,
You're
yes,
asking.
I am a developer. Okay, so I'm developing the .NET
Mm.
application. I'm developing the CMS application. Now I want to automate this. I want to deploy through the DevOps. I want to automate this deployment process. So I can do using your course, right?
Yes, of course, exactly. You would be, you see, once code is pushed into Git, I'll be using Jenkins to pull the code, build it using some build automation tool with the what build automation tool you have configured in your project, and then integrate the test case, execute those test case on your .NET code, and then containerize it with the Docker, deploy it on Kubernetes cluster. It doesn't make me any difference. That's what I'm telling. People,
Yeah, I
when they are
understood
exploring,
there
no,
are two things.
Deepak, I'm answering this for everyone, not only for you, so that everyone will get clarity. So give me a minute here.
Right.
So people will have generally questions like when they're coming to DevOps course, okay, would you be teaching me how to deploy Java application, or else they would be asking me, would you be teaching me how to deploy a .NET application on Kubernetes cluster? Also, will you be able to teach me how to deploy let's say an application developed or else used some other build automation tool? Can you help me that with that? Is that covered in this course? Which projects are you covering? Or I mean, which applications are we deploying? See, when you come to DevOps, it's not that particular part what you should see. Means it's not the question. Your question should not be like which application or which application we are deploying on Kubernetes cluster. Rather, your question should be what type of application you are deploying. Means listen carefully. It's irrespective whether it is Java application, .NET application, whatever application it is that's going for deployment in Kubernetes. You should know which type it is, whether it's a monolithic or microservice, because that makes the difference. If your monolithic, if your application is monolithic, you deploy it in one way in Kubernetes. If it is a microservice in a different way, that makes a difference, but the languages doesn't make any difference. So when you are learning DevOps course or when you're inquiring for DevOps course, not only here, anywhere, you should know what type of applications will be deployed, what type of scenarios are we covering here. What type means, let's say you are deploying it on Kubernetes, are we looking at auto scaling of these applications? Are we covering providing resiliency for the applications? Are we providing GitOps principles in deploying the applications via Kubernetes, via Argo CD into Kubernetes cluster? These are the things you should learn, but not more specific about whether it is a Java or a PHP or a Python. Hope that's making sense for everyone. This is to give clarity for each and everyone in the session. Hope I made the things clear. Yes, go on please with any more questions you have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's one more question.
Yeah. I understood. Okay. But my question is that suppose I'm working on .NET, I'm working on CMS. So along with this development, I can use DevOps, right? Because DevOps, I know I am a .NET developer, but DevOps who want to become the DevOps engineer that can learn this that DevOps course, because
Yes, of course.
suppose I am a .NET developer.
Yeah.
Now I want to switch. I want to switch my career to the DevOps engineer, but I do not want to switch. I want to continue with the .NET and CMS, and also I want to learn the DevOps. So is
Yeah,
it
you
relevant?
can. I answered this question in the beginning very clearly. You are bringing up the same. Thanks for that, because that would be everyone will be on the same page. Yes, correct. I explained this scenario as well, right? You are a developer, you want to continue as developer, but still if you want to make a switch, I mean, you don't want to make a switch, but still you have to learn. Yes, because your DevOps application is not deployed like before. Like you might be giving the artifact earlier into the JFrog, they will take and deploy it, right? But now your
Right.
artifact will be a Docker container. Not just like if it is Java, there'll be a var file. Similarly, if it's a .NET, there'll be some artifact. You just put it in JFrog or Nexus, then people pull it and deploy. But that's not the case now. Now you have to containerize your application, create a container image. Even images can be stored on JFrog or Nexus. So your artifact, the way you are artifacting, the way you are delivering an application change. So definitely, yes, you should learn DevOps.
Okay, thank you.
And there is a question from Yashwant. I'm Yashwant Kumar, and as I'm a recent MCA 2025 pass out, can I learn this DevOps? Absolutely, you can learn Yashwant, irrespective of your background, irrespective of your experience levels, even freshers, project managers, different people. I mean, people with different experience levels are there in my course who are all benefited, right? Why I'll tell you, there are opportunities for freshers also in DevOps. That's again misconception saying that it will be freshers will not have the scope. Let me clarify this. Just go to Naukri and search for the job descriptions or search for the DevOps jobs. You can see the many opportunities for freshers. I have people who got the offers rolled out for freshers also. And another thing is, like take any project. Let's suppose many of us know development projects. Let's say developers. Don't you see even freshers in development? Don't you see in the same team, there'll be juniors, seniors, everyone, right? Same is the case in DevOps project also. Depending on their experience levels, tasks may be assigned, but everyone have scope and opportunities. Okay, and here is the course content.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sure, thanks, Ashwin. And here are the topics: introduction to DevOps, operating systems, and all. Here I have given the course content in detail. You can go through it, and there is a lot many realistic scenarios covered in each topic. And apart from the one listed here, there are additional topics also covered. I have to update here, which is the JFrog is covered, and then Argo CD is also covered. Those are not listed here, but those are also covered in the course. Any questions you can feel free to bring up. And as we are approaching the end of the session, I will reveal the offer for today. Right. If you want to enroll for this course, which starts from 6th, let me tell you one more thing. If you enroll for this course today, you will also get the recordings of the previous batch. So that you have a week time for the classes, right? You can also go through those recordings, get yourself familiarized before we get started. That option is also there. Okay, when you purchase this course, automatically you will get access to the previous batch recordings as well. Okay, and this is the actual fee, 22,000 rupees. And if you want to purchase this course, go to the buy course. And today there is a special offer running today. Okay, you can click on again buy the course. Give the coupon code. I'm revealing the coupon code here. It's BD700 is the coupon code, where you'll get a discount of 7,000 rupees. It's a huge discount. This is how you should proceed. Select 22,000 rupees and then apply your coupon code. Enter the coupon code. It's a VD700. Okay, this is available for today for the candidates who join the webinar. If you apply it, you can see 15,000. This is the best deal in the market. This is the best price we can offer, right? This is very much the great offer, I would say, with all of these LMS, all the experience we are providing, all the facilities, I mean, feasibilities we are providing. This is the best price. Right.
Hi, Preethi. One more question.
1 second. You can also use your credit card, debit card, any options. Okay, once you click on this, put your phone number, go to buy. It will show you different options where you can use credit card, debit cards. If you want a UPI, reach out to this number. Okay, on WhatsApp. If you want to pay through UPI, you can go reach out to this number, Mr. Raj, on WhatsApp. He can help you. Sorry, I'm speaking on mute. So what I'm saying is, this is the 15,000 rupees you can purchase using Razorpay. You can use credit card or debit card details or UPI options also available.